Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Caitanya Caritamrta Ki Jai. Samaveda Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. I said this once in class before, quoting Bhakti Char Maharaj. Maharaj said, if you chant during the class, then you offend both the holy name as well as the Shastra. Don't shoot the messenger. Before we start, I just want to take this opportunity to thank all the devotees who helped in organizing the beautiful Gaura Purnima festival. We had about 950 guests that evening and devotees after a long time. It's the first program with no masks. Even for Nityananda Tridasi, there was no other restriction except mask. I was realizing, actually every year, Gaura Purnima alone, no restriction. This year, no restriction. Previous year, no restriction. The year before that also, no restriction. This is also another proof. Nothing can stop Yuga Dharma. Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. I want to thank all the devotees in deity department, decoration team, headed by Vrindavana Palli Mataji, garlands team, led by Jyotirmay Mataji, cooking team by Prem Sagar Prabhu, Mohit Prabhu, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, and all the different volunteers, devotees who have sponsored different items, and everyone. Without the consistent, determined effort from each one of them, organizing a festival like that wouldn't have been possible. I was thinking, I know some devotees, actually many, I couldn't recognize the face. Everyone was celebrating Holi as well. And then they left the colors everywhere, so Krishna did the cleaning. All the, whatever colors that were there, they were washed out by the storm. I didn't realize it was even raining outside. By the time I came out, it was wet outside. I asked one devotee, Prabhuji, is it raining outside? He looked at me and he said, Prabhu, this is also the proof that being in altar is like being in Vaikuntha. You don't know what is happening outside. True, you don't get to hear nothing from there. So let's chant one Hare Krishna Mahamantra for all the devotees who participated in it. Let's chant 3 Hare Krishna Mahamantras. Let's pray to their lordships, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani, Shri Shri Gauranitai, that they bless everyone who took part in this festival in whichever way, prana, arther, diya, vacha, so that they make a steady progress towards the lotus feet of their lordships. Let's chant 3 Hare Krishna Mahamantras. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. The next festival we have in our calendar is Ram Navami. The next festival we have in our calendar is Ram Navami, the holy appearance day of Supreme Lord Ramachandra. But I was checking the calendar, we have back-to-back festivals during that time. So we have Ram Navami, then you have Dasami. Last year onwards, we started the Vedic tradition, Vaishnava tradition of celebrating Adivas. Adivas is the festival or Adivas marks the start of the festival. It's usually celebrated before the actual festival days. So if you go to Mayapur, they do it as a big ceremony. They hoist the flag, you might have seen in some places. The flag is like the invite to all the demigods that we are going to celebrate. And at the end of the festival, post the festival, they'll bring the flag down. So Adivas is a festival to prepare our consciousness. So we observe the festival in a proper state, in a proper mood. So last year we celebrated 50th anniversary of Sri Radha Gopinath. So we did the Adivas ceremony. So we want to continue that. Last year when we did, we said, okay, we'll start with, at least for anniversary, we'll do it every day, and then we'll see for other festivals. So this year we are going to celebrate Adivas for anniversary and Janmashtami. So it will be 1 or 2 days before the festival. So for Radha Gopinath's festival, the day before Radha Gopinath's anniversary is Narsinga Chaturthasi. On that day we'll have Narsinga Mahayagya. So the Adivas will be 1 day before. So we have 3 back-to-back festivals. Also means 3 feasts. Haribo! So for Ram Navami also, we have the feast on that day. So we'll have the arrangement of Ram Darbar here. So we'll do offerings of flowers. Class will be given by Govinda Prabhu, but we are also planning to have like a series of classes by different devotees. If I'm not wrong, Ram Navami this year comes on a Sunday. So we thought, even after morning program also, we can discuss on Lord Ramachandra that day, the Sunday feast, or rather the Sunday Bhagavatam class. But then after that, we thought we can have like a series of classes on Lord Ramachandra by different devotees. So we are working out the details there. So Ram Navami, the day after that, Ram Navami, the Ekadashi that comes after Ram Navami, Kamada Ekadashi, that also marks the Vyasa Puja of my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So in our yatra, we have disciples of 25 different gurus. Now, Adivas is something that we should be ideally celebrating for every festival. That means more festival, So the disciples of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, they want to celebrate Adivas. So we also wanted to introduce that. So moving forward, for Vyasa Pujas also of different spiritual masters, instead of having it as a 1-day event, we can have it as a 2-day event. So for the temple festival, in a year we have about 7-8 major festivals, and then other festivals also we have. So we thought at least for Janmashtami and anniversary we'll start with Adivas. And for Vyasa Puja, it's starting with the Vyasa Puja of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. But then we also strongly encourage disciples of other spiritual masters also to consider celebrating Adivas. Like, part of Adivas is there is a procedure there. We can also do Homa, for example, for the well-being, because to accommodate that as part of Vyasa Puja schedule is very hard, because Vyasa Puja schedule itself usually never goes according to plan. You add Yagya to that, it makes it even more complicated. But the idea of Adivas is you celebrate it before the festival. So you prepare, so when the actual festival day comes, you are ready to take the mercy. Sometimes have you got this experience, you are too busy running around, even if it's Janmashtami, and you'll be very busy doing service, let's say the preceding days to Janmashtami, and you'll still have that busyness even on Janmashtami. Half day of Janmashtami would finish, you would still won't realize, you may have to pinch yourself and say, actually, hey, today is Janmashtami. You won't realize that, actually, because our consciousness is not prepared yet. So I always say, for doing japa the next day morning, we need to prepare our consciousness the day before going to bed. Then if we meditate on that and we wake up, that includes what you eat in the evening, that includes how early you go to bed, in what prayerful mood we go. If we are ready to serve Nam Prabhu like that, next day morning when you wake up, you'll be fresh, ready to take the mercy. Otherwise you will wake up, body will be here, consciousness will be somewhere else. And the problem with the japa is, there is no kartal, you cannot use passion in japa. I was talking to one devotee before coming to the class. You can use passion in many services. Even in kirtan, sometimes you can jump up and down, bang, you can channelize the passion easily. Try doing that with japa. You sit there, Gopinath will be like, you, me, and that's it. No kartal, you know. So, japa time, it will confront us very much because there is us and holy name. That's it, nobody else. But in order to maximize the efficiency of our japa, we need to prepare our consciousness the day before. So, same principle holds true even for festivals. Same principle holds true for anything auspicious that we actually do. So, as much as possible, we need to maximize the potential so that we derive as much benefit as we can when we do the devotional service. Okay, so we are going to read the concluding section of the first chapter of Antya Lila, Sri Caitanya Caritamrta. So we saw Srila Rupa Goswami coming and offering Vidagdha Madhava and Lalita Madhava for the pleasure of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu encourages his closest associates, Sarup Damodara and Ramananda Roy, to scrutinize that and to offer their comments. And we saw there was a series of questions that has been put forth by Ramananda Roy, and in answer to that, Srila Rupa Goswami starts to quote verses, different verses, highlighting the different qualities of each one of those questions. So after questioning, or after rather giving an opportunity for Srila Rupa Goswami to extol the glories of Vidagdha Madhava and Lalita Madhava, Ramananda Roy offers his final concluding words here. So this is Antya Lila, chapter 1, text 192. Antya Lila, chapter 1, text 192. After hearing this, Srila Ramananda Roy submitted at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the super excellence of Srila Rupa Goswami's poetic expression and began to praise it as if he had thousands of mouths. Srila Ramananda Roy said, "This is not a poetic presentation. It is a continuous shower of nectar." So this is his conclusion after scrutinizing it. Generally, if you see relationship between guru and disciple, one of the meaning of the word guru is heavy. In Mridanga, when you do an open hit on the big side, big head, that's guru, dum. But then when you close it, it's called lagu, light. It's a soft sound. Guru means heavy. Now, relationship, Srila Prabhupada says, between a guru and a disciple is reciprocal, always. As with any relationship. There has to be submission, there has to be surrender, service and inquiry. Three things Prabhupada says. There has to be inquiry, there has to be service, and there has to be surrender. So first we approach the guru in the mood of surrender, then we offer service to him, then we ask questions. Three things are involved. There are three aspects in our relationship with guru. All three are important. So in the presence of, physical presence of guru, as much as possible, we need to try to take that vapu association, which means to be in the physical presence of the guru, serving him or her, asking them questions, so on and so forth. So this is on one level. And in the absence, could be physical absence, could be after the disappearance of the guru, or could be even after the guru has moved on to other place to continue with the prachar. So then we, in that instance, we serve the Vani, the instructions of the Guru, which is non-different from the form of the Guru. Both are important. Now, during the course of Guru instructing a disciple, a Guru may actually sometimes even give some arduous, strenuous exercises as part of the sadhana or some part of seva. But when the disciple actually does that, Guru becomes very pleased and the Guru gives disciple blessings. So it's not that effort is going only from the disciple's side. there is an effort that comes from, or there is a reciprocation that comes from Guru to give the blessings and mercy to the disciple. So it works both ways. So if you see Krishna, when he goes to Gurukul in Ujjain or Avanti, in Sandipani Muni ashram, after attending the Gurukul, Krishna goes and submits in front of his Guru, asking what dakshina he should offer. And Sandipani Muni says, for normal disciple, the Guru may give ordinary tasks. Sandipani Muni says, but knowing your position and what you are capable of doing, let me ask you this. Can you bring back my dead child? And then Krishna goes, finds him. There's a pastime that's actually given there in 10th canto, and Krishna brings the disciple. Now, Krishna has done the impossible. Now, if you see how Sandipani Muni reciprocates, Sandipani Muni doesn't say, thank you very much, and just keep quiet. He doesn't do that. He tells to Krishna and Balaram, you have pleased me so much that I give you the blessing that whatever you speak will always remain fresh. On that blessings, of course, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but if you are having any doubt about the potency of Krishna's words, this pastime is a proof. Anything, he says, anything that you both speak, Krishna Balaram speak, will remain fresh. And it will keep on giving newer and newer meanings. That's why we don't feel bored reading Bhagavatam, we don't feel bored reading Bhagavad Gita, we don't feel bored even chanting the holy name of the Lord. So, relationship between Guru and disciple is like that. So here, temporarily, Ramananda Roy, upon being instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he takes the position of a spiritual master and he is scrutinizing the work of Srila Rupa Goswami. And now he is giving the verdict. How is Ramananda Roy reciprocating? Srila Ramananda Roy said, this is not a poetic presentation, it is a continuous shower of nectar. Indeed, it is the essence of all ultimate realizations appearing in the form of plays. The wonderful descriptions of Rupa Goswami are superb arrangements to express loving affairs. Hearing them will plunge heart and ears of everyone into a whirlpool of transcendental bliss. So this is the benediction he is giving. Another pastime comes to my mind. Have you ever wondered, normally when we say the four yuga, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali, Dwa means actually two. Tre comes from three. But they seem to have swapped that order. It should be Satya, Dwapara, Treta, Kali, correct? But when we study in Shastras, it says Satya Yuga, Kritaya Dhyayate Vishnum, Tritaya Tyajatam Makai. Immediately Treta Yuga is coming. Dwapare Paricharyayam. Dwapara Yuga is coming third. Kalautad Hari Kirtan. There is a pastime behind that. Puranas say that when Lord Brahma, he created different sons, he gave them different tasks to undertake. And he put each one of them in charge for a very particular task to be propagated for the entire humanity. So one of his sons was Vashishta. So for Vashishta, he gave the task of being the Purohit. He is the original Purohit, family guru. He is the original Purohit for entire humanity. So he gave him the tasks asking him to propagate that for entire humanity. So being a Purohit is not an easy job. It's very difficult. And Prabhupada actually explains, Purohita means, Pura means other living entities, everyone else. Hita means to be beneficial. Now in terms of qualities of speech, Krishna says Satyam, Hitam, Priyam Chayet. Whatever we speak has to be truthful, Satyam, it has to be beneficial. And Priyam, it has to be sweet also. But of the three, sweetness is considered optional, but the first two are mandatory. It has to be truthful and it has to be beneficial. If we have nothing beneficial to speak, keep quiet. Chant Hare Krishna. So Hita means to benefit others. Purahita means, Purohit means one who benefits all the other living entities. That's what it means. So Vashishta was given the task of being the Purohit. Vashishta didn't quite like that role. So he goes back to his spiritual master, Lord Brahmaji, and he says, my dear Gurudev, this task is good. Looks like others are actually given tasks which are more easier to perform, which are more useful to perform. Being a Purohit is not such an easy task. Can you give me some other service in addition to this? Then Lord Brahmaji smiles and he tells him, don't worry, you continue to be Purohit. I bless you that one day you will be the Purohit to the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Then Vashishta says, yeah, then it's fine. Then he is very happy. But as soon as Lord Brahma sees the submissive nature of his disciple Vashishta, he blesses him. Supreme Personality of Godhead will come in Treta Yuga, which is Lord Ramachandra. But because you have pleased me as a disciple with your submissiveness and humility and your service attitude, just for this kalpa alone, I'll swap that order. So he changes that order. That's why Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. But otherwise in other kalpa, other days of Lord Brahma, it's the other way around. Satya, Dwapara, Treta, and then only Kali. As the word itself actually, word of the different yuga, they themselves imply. So, pleasing spiritual master, Prabhupada says, this is the secret for progressing in Krishna consciousness. And especially of all the relationships, we can have multiple Siksha Gurus, but we have a very special relationship with Diksha Guru. I was speaking to a devotee a couple of days ago, and he was asking, our line is Siksha line, isn't it? I said, yes. So, which is more important, Siksha or Diksha? I said, both are important. Because Siksha we take from everyone, including from Diksha Gurus. But in addition to taking Siksha, we formalize our relationship to the Guru Parampara through the Diksha Guru. But among all the Siksha Gurus, it's the Diksha Guru who promises us, who takes our karma and takes us back to Godhead. So we are supposed to have more deep gratitude for our Diksha Guru compared to all other Siksha Gurus. Because Diksha Guru is also Siksha Guru. Okay, so pleasing spiritual master is very important. So here Srila Rupa Goswami has pleased Ramananda Roy. So he is giving these benedictions. The wonderful descriptions of Rupa Goswami are superb arrangements to express loving affairs. Hearing them will plunge the heart and ears of everyone into a whirlpool of transcendental bliss. What is the use of a bowman's arrow or a poet's poetry if they penetrate the heart but do not cause the head to spin? Without your mercy, such poetic expressions would be impossible for an ordinary living being to write. My guess is that you have given him the power. So, he is glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu this way, that it was because of the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Rupa Goswami was indeed able to write this magnum opus of Vidagdha Madhava and Lalita Madhava. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, I met Srila Rupa Goswami at Prayag. It's in Allahabad. He attracted and satisfied me because of his qualities. I'll read that again. Prabhu kahe Prayaga ihara haila milana ihara gune ihate amara tushta haila mana. He gets attracted to the qualities of the Goswamis. So when you read Shastras, there are different qualities that are actually given for devotees. Like we'll come across in 3rd canto. Titikshava, Karunika, Shuhridam, Sarvadehinam, Ajata, Shatrava, Shanta, Sadhava, Sadhu, Bhushana. Titikshava means tolerant. A Vaishnava is tolerant. Karunika, merciful. Shuhrida, Sarvadehinam, well-wisher of all. The Sarvadehinam means not just human beings. Well-wisher of all the 8.4 million species. Ajata, Shatrava, Shanta, one who has no enemy. Sadhava, Sadhu Bhushana, one who is a sadhu, does sadhana. Okay, so one who is the crown jewel, crest jewel of all the sadhakas. That these are some qualities that are actually given for devotees. Yudhishthir Maharaj, his name is Ajata Shatru. He for whom there is no enemy. I was saying this in one class. One devotee said, Prabhu, but he fought against Duryodhan in Kurukshetra. Duryodhan treated him as an enemy. Yudhishthir Maharaj didn't treat Duryodhan as an enemy. Okay, for the Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was acting in Mahabhagavat platform because he is a Mahabhagavat. Okay, so these are some qualities. Here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, he attracted and satisfied me because of his qualities. So when we cultivate these qualities, Vaishnava qualities, Krishna becomes attracted, and in that state of consciousness, when our whole character is exuding those qualities, whatever we do will be pleasing to the Supreme Lord. Have you come across instances when you come across so many pastimes? Each of the different Goswamis, they performed deity worship. Like Jiva Goswami, Radha Damodar. Likewise, you take Sanatana Goswami, Madan Mohanji, Sri Radha Madan Mohanji. Rupa Goswami, Shri Radha Govindaji. Raghunath Das Goswami, Shri Radha Gopinathji. And there are pastimes how each one of those deities, they reciprocated with the Supreme Lord. Like for Jiva Goswami, he would be busy writing. Prabhupada says, and even according to historians, he is the greatest philosopher to have ever graced this planet, ever. He wrote something close to 4 lakh verses glorifying the Supreme Lord. 400,000. Or maybe even 4 million. Very inconceivable number. So he'll be very busy writing, and he will hear Damodarji calling, Jiva, Jiva, Jiva. And then he would put the pen down, he would look, I'm feeling hungry. And then Damodarji will start to pull him, deity from the altar. So then he would say, all right, my Lord, I'll cook something and offer. So he'd cook, he would offer. And Damodarji will take, he will continue his service to Rupa Goswami. Then at that time, after finishing taking the bhoga, Damodar will then push the plate towards Jiva Goswami, and he will tell Jiva Goswami, Jiva, it's time for you to take prasad. Here, take Mahaprasad. Supreme Lord himself will give. He'll push the plate, and he would say, all right, Supreme Lord has given, so he'll immediately transfer it to the plate, wash everything, and he'll start to honor. When he's taking prasad, Mahaprasad, at that time, Damodar would actually tell Jiva Goswami, Jiva, I will dance for you. And he'll come play flute for him and he'll dance. Now, somebody may say, Prabhu, I am also serving deities. Why isn't I am being blessed with such level of reciprocation from the Supreme Lord? So, pure devotees, they demonstrate that qualities. They have those qualities inherent in them. We, in our original constitutional position, we had them. Unfortunately, it's covered now with all the negativities that we had accrued since time immemorial in this planet or in this universe or in material world, any universe possible. There's no guarantee we were born in the same universe in the past lives also. So, the more we surrender to this process, Prabhupada quotes Srila Rupa Goswami, Utsaha Nischayat Dhairyat Tattat Karma Pravartanat Sankatyavat Satta Vritte Sadbir Bhakti Prasiddhyati. So it's given that each one of these qualities we can cultivate by being enthusiastic. Where do we start? That's where we start. Enthusiasm. Start with festivals. Utsava. Nischayat Dhairyat. Endeavor with determination. Be patient. Follow in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. Give up association of non-devotees. When we follow this, then naturally these qualities will slowly start to come out. They'll slowly start to be uncovered from within us. And then in a pure devotional state, there will come a time when our devotion will be pure, and at that time, in pure devotional platform, whatever we do will bring a lot of pleasure to the Supreme Lord. At that time, yes. Once one disciple actually asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, is it okay to think that I am a gopi? Prabhupada said, He said, that's my desire. Prabhupada says, first you deserve, then you desire. Deserve means we need to first qualify ourselves by practicing Vaidhi Bhakti strictly, following the rules and regulations strictly, following 16 rounds, chanting 16 rounds, so following 4 regulative principles, doing devotional service. Otherwise, we will do it 2 days and then third day we will be looking around. Why am I not progressing? Prabhupada would give example. If a girl wants to have a baby, immediately the day of marriage, Prabhupada says it's not possible. If she continues in Grahastha ashram, in due course of time, she will have a baby. Like that, Prabhupada gives example. Like that, for us also, in another place, Prabhupada is in an airport. I've shared this before. And one reporter comes and says, Swamiji, you said when we chant Hare Krishna, it immediately puts us in spiritual platform. Prabhupada says, yes. So that reporter chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Swamiji, but I don't feel any difference. Prabhupada says, don't be stupid. And Prabhupada shows the boarding pass. Prabhupada was going to Toronto. He shows the boarding pass of the flight in the airport and he says, look at this boarding pass. As soon as they call, I'll go board the flight. It's just a matter of time before I land in the destination in Toronto. But me having this boarding pass is as good as being in Toronto already. Understand? Same way, us connecting to the Guru Parampara, connecting to our spiritual master, practicing Krishna consciousness is already, which means we have already got the boarding pass. Unless we open the door of the flight and jump out, you are guaranteed to go back to spiritual world. All we have to do is just hang out with the devotees. That's all we have to do. Just hang out. It's not difficult. If you feel bored, just keep on taking Mahaprasad. It's not very difficult. Seriously. You feel bored? One devotee told me, Prabhu, my biggest inspiration to come to temple is just prasad. Is that fine? Absolutely fine. I told him, that's how I came initially. Look at me. It has to start somewhere. So, in our bhakti, we practice, but then we need to hang out with the devotees all the time. Talking Krishna Katha. Otherwise, it's Prajalpa only. Once Prabhupada, when he came to Sydney, at that time, Upendra Prabhu, he's talking to another devotee. Prabhupada hears and he calls Upendra Prabhu. Upendra. Then Upendra Prabhu comes. Why are you doing Prajalpa? Then he says, no Prabhu, no Prabhupada, I was just talking to another devotee. Prabhupada says, that is Prajalpa. So then he says again, no Prabhupada, I was talking to another devotee about another devotee. Prabhupada says, that is Prajalpa. Anything other than Krishna is Prajalpa. Because Prabhupada knows, Kali Yuga mind where it will go. So anything, make no mistake. If you sit there, talk to another devotee about some other devotee, it is Prajalpa only. Even though the devotee who you are talking about may be very pure, Prabhupada didn't consider. Because it won't stop there. It will continue. And then it will invariably end up in being Prajalpa only. Okay, so when we are in association of devotees, association means where there is a change of heart. Positively, very important, not negatively. But positive transformation of heart is possible only if you come together, sit and do japa together, you chant the holy name together, you talk about Krishna Katha, then it is possible. Otherwise, it will be no different than karmic association, wherein you come there, you get even more disturbed and go. Okay, so we have to be very careful there. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praised the metaphors and other literary ornaments of Srila Rupa Goswami's transcendental poetry. Without such poetic attributes, he said, there is no possibility of preaching transcendental mellows. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested all his personal associates to bless Rupa Goswami so that he might continuously describe the pastimes of Vrindavana, which are full of emotional love of Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Srila Rupa Goswami's elder brother, whose name is Sanatana Goswami, is such a wise and learned scholar that no one is equal to him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Ramananda Roy, Sanatana Goswami's renunciation of material connections is just like yours. Humility, renunciation and excellent learning exist in him simultaneously. You see, again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is emphasizing on devotional qualities. Tomarayache Vishaya Tyaga Taiche Tandra Riti Dainya Vairagya Pandityera Tana Hete Sthiti Dainya means humbleness, Vairagya, renunciation, Pandityara, learned scholarship. Everything is there. I empowered both of these brothers to go to Vrindavana to expand the literature of Bhakti. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is again emphasizing the instructions he gave them. Sri Lasana, Ramananda Roy replied to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, My Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you like, you can cause even a wooden doll to dance. I see that the truths regarding transcendental mellows that you expounded through my mouth are all explained in the writings of Srila Rupa Goswami. Because of your causeless mercy toward your devotees, you want to describe the transcendental pastimes in Vrindavana. Anyone empowered to do this can bring the entire world under your influence. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Rupa Goswami and asked him to offer prayers at the lotus feet of all the devotees present. So this is the process. And as you can see here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the Supreme Lord himself. He can give all blessings. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling Rupa Goswami to be blessed by all the different Vaishnavas. He is requesting all the Vaishnavas present to bless Srila Rupa Goswami. He is also asking Srila Rupa Goswami to go and seek their blessings. So, he can actually continue to describe about the pastimes in Vrindavana. Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu and all the other devotees showed their causeless mercy to Rupa Goswami by embracing him in return. Seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special mercy, Jai, Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki Jai. Seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special mercy toward Srila Rupa Goswami and seeing his personal qualities, all the devotees were struck with wonder. Then when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left with all of his devotees, Haridas Thakur also embraced Srila Rupa Goswami. Haridas Thakur told him, there is no limit to your good fortune. No one can understand the glories of what you have described. Sri Rupa Goswami said, I do not know anything. The only transcendental words I can utter are those which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes me speak. Although I am the lowest of men and have no knowledge, the Lord has mercifully bestowed upon me the inspiration to write the transcendental literature about devotional service. Therefore, I offer my obeisances at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has given me the chance to write these books. In this way, Srila Rupa Goswami passed his time in close association with Haridas Thakur by discussing the pastimes of Lord Krishna in great happiness. Not in a sleepy mood, like how we usually feel in Bhagavatam, but in great happiness. Before, I remember when I was in Pune, one senior brahmachari told us as part of our training, any class that you go or any class that you happen to hear, even through audio, we need to have a respectful relationship with the speaker. Just like even if you take any school, university, the student needs to have a respectful relationship with the teacher in order for the knowledge to be imparted to the student. So, it's extremely important when we come to hear Krishna Katha, when we come for Bhagavatam class, when we come to hear anything, or even if you hear anything through audio, video, YouTube, Mayapur TV, anything, we need to have that relationship with the speaker, respectful relationship with the speaker. That I'm here and the message of Radha Gopinath is going to come to me through this speaker. So let me pray to Shri Radha Gopinath so that I am ready to receive the instruction which Supreme Lord is giving. Mood of the speaker also should be that in Bhagavad Mahatmya it's actually given. What are the qualities of the listeners of Bhagavatam and what are the ideal qualities of speakers of Bhagavatam? We can discuss some other time. But in principle, in general, the one who is speaking also shouldn't think, this is my message, behold my mystic opulence. The prayer, I heard this in one class by Niranjan Swami Maharaj. Maharaj says, before he gives the class, he prays, my Lord, these devotees have come to hear your message. Please bless me so that I can inspire them in bhakti. That should be the mood. And Prabhupada actually says the ideal mood of a spiritual master. Spiritual master never thinks that I have delivered all these disciples. Prabhupada says, spiritual master, I see all of you as being sent by my spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada says. And why is my spiritual master sending all these disciples to me? So that I can engage all of them in fulfilling the instruction which my spiritual master gave me, to fulfill the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the mood of a disciple and a guru. This is the mood of a Bhagavatam, and for that matter, any Shastric speaker and Shastric listener. So that should be the mood. So here, Rupa Goswami is exemplifying that mood. He is saying, he didn't say, I wrote all of this. How do you like it, Prabhu? He is not asking. He is saying, I don't know anything. I am writing whatever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is making me speak. That's the proper mood. All the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus spent 4 months with him. Then the Lord bade them farewell and they returned to Bengal. So this is the yearly event. That's how this whole chapter started, with Shivananda Sen taking all the devotees to Puri Parigram. And along the way we saw how there was a dog that was there, and the dog reached ahead and dog took the mercy from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So on and so forth we saw. So this whole chapter is coming to an end after 4 months. And devotees along with Srila Rupa Goswami, everyone was there during those 4 months, taking personal association of the Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord is sending them back to Bengal. Why? To propagate the preaching mission. If you hear, I think it's one of the very final classes by His Holiness Bhakticharya Swami Maharaj. He gave, I think, in Ujjain before going to America. And he says in the class, and this is like during the peak of COVID, no vaccine was invented at that time. Nobody even knew about it. And Maharaj says that I have devotees there in US who are distributing free prasad, leading from the front. What kind of a leader am I if I am sitting worrying about my safety? I am going. If you hear that lecture, Maharaj says that many times people think, I will go to Vrindavan and I will settle. I will go to Mayapur and settle. I will go to some holy dham and settle there. But Maharaj says, that's not the mode of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, you come here, take mercy from the dham. Prabhupada, in fact, he was very specific. 3 days you stay in Vrindavan. After 3 days, Prabhupada says, in one place, beyond 3 days you will start to commit aparadh. So, you stay in Vrindavan especially. Mayapur, maybe you can stay a little longer. You come here, stay, take the mercy and then go, preach. Again come back, recharge yourself, go back again. And Maharaj says, Prabhupada wanted all of us to go to Holy Dham, but Prabhupada also wanted us to go back to our respective yatra to preach. And you can see that tradition being followed since Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's days. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not telling, even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't want to be separated from his devotees, still Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would return, and every single year it's given, Nityananda Prabhu would tell to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he would want to be with him, and they both will have private conversation. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, nobody in entire creation knows what these two lords spoke, and they both would sit and talk under a tree, and no other devotee will be there nearby. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami just documents that they both used to talk every single time, because Nityananda Prabhu also comes every year during the 4 months. So they'll have private conversation also, both of them. So this should be, and we have to follow this. If the personal associates of the Lord, if you look in Vrindavan, Krishna went away from them. At least in a Prakrita level, externally. But here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is staying there and he is asking devotees to go away from him. For only one purpose. Preaching Krishna consciousness. So there is nothing more glorious. There can never be any service more important than preaching the glory of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Glories of Sri Sri Radha Gopinath. There is nothing more glorious. Because living from Krishna, we see that's the most painful situation which any devotee will go through, correct? Any gopi will go through. Srila Bhakti Vidyapurna Maharaj, he was saying in one class, actually here only, that normally when we are told by our authorities to practice Vaidhi Bhakti, we think it's very, preliminary. We think like that. We think, when will I actually see, Vrindavan? When will I see the gopis? What is the point in doing this every day, just chanting, picking up the mats and putting there? Let me keep reminding. What is the point in all of this? Distributing some prasad here, coming and singing the same song over and over again. Maharaj says, Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam. Anything that is in rule book, he exemplified. Whatever that the Shastric injunction says, Lord Ramachandra, take that book, pocket book, yeah, put it in your pocket, don't put it on the floor. Lord Ramachandra, he practiced it to the dot as an ideal teacher, and he is showing everyone, this is how you are supposed to do. And Maharaj says, here Lord Ramachandra is demonstrating something very important for all the Vaidhi Bhaktas. He is practicing everything to the dot, not only him, every associate, if you see. Lakshman following it to the ideal brother. Bharat, you will see how an ideal brother is supposed to do. Hanumanji, how an ideal servant is supposed to act. Sita Devi, how an ideal wife should be. Chaste should be. Each one of them, they are following the rule book. In fact, whatever they do becomes the rule book, actually. It's not like they have to follow the rule book. So, Maharaj says, but among the Shastras, he says you will never come across any Shastra which is as heart-rending as Ramayana. It will wrench your heart. You will feel so painful, the amount of trials and tribulations which every associate had to go through. Lakshman had to go through, Lord Ramachandra has to go through that, Mother Sita has to go through, everyone, Vibhishan. So Maharaj says, this is the proof. If we think by following the rules and regulations, I won't feel loving emotions to the Supreme Lord, he said, no. Ramayana is the proof that simply following the rules and regulations, you can experience the pinnacle of devotional emotions. You understand the point Maharaj is making? So we should never think, Utsaha Nishyat Dhairyat, patience is important. So we should never think, Vaidhi Bhakti is something which is so rudimentary, this is just for new bhaktas. I should be practicing something even more greater. This is the greatest. Okay, so we need to understand that. So here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually sending all these devotees, even though he feels pain of separation, devotees feel pain of separation, still they voluntarily take that austerity. Prabhupada is actually giving in 1967, 68, this is like the beginning days of ISKCON, 67 if I'm not wrong, could be 68. During Gaura Purnima, at that time devotees don't even know who Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. There is no Caitanya Caritamrta, and Prabhupada is giving class. There he is saying, this is in US, very first temple. So this is Gaura Purnima, festival season. In Mayapur, everyone does Navadvip Mandal Parikrama now. This is a great occasion, it's in lecture. This is a great occasion where you can go and associate with so many devotees. You can follow in the same footsteps, following the footsteps of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. My heart yearns to be there in Mayapur. Prabhupada is saying in Navadvip Mandal. And Prabhupada himself is saying in the class, but I carry the mission of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is more important than me being personally there. So this is very important, like that Prabhupada says. In another place, Prabhupada says, when they ask Prabhupada, should we move there to Vrindavan? Prabhupada says, no, I just wasted 6 years, 7 years of my life in Vrindavan doing nothing. I want to preach. This is what Prabhupada is saying. Now we know how much Vrindavan is close to Srila Prabhupada. Still, when for the sake of preaching, if we see the kind of sacrifices which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing, Prabhupada is doing, the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing year after year after year after year, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself did for 6 years, that should give us a glimpse of how important this preaching mission is. Because things which he is Supreme Lord, he doesn't have to be separated. And none of the devotees would ever want to go. Who wants to leave Radha Gopinath? Sometimes, especially even during festival times, or even Sundays if you see, there are many devotees. Altar will close, time will go, Kirtan will still go on, nobody wants to leave, everyone will be seated. And we have to remind, Prabhuji, please, we have to come for Mangalarati, we have to tidy up the room to keep it ready for Mangala. Nobody wants to go. And here, everyone is in the personal association of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who would want to go? Nobody wants to go. Still, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking them to go for only one purpose, preaching mission. So, we need to understand from these examples of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and all the associates, how important the preaching mission is, and how just for the sake of preaching mission, they are even ready to go through the maximum pain. Maximum pain is not the preaching. Maximum pain here is to be away from the Lord. Srila Rupa Goswami, however, stayed at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when Dola Yatra festival took place, he saw it in great happiness with the Lord. Now go to Vrindavana and stay there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling to Rupa Goswami, you may send here your elder brother Sanatana. When you go to Vrindavana, stay there, preach transcendental literature and excavate the lost holy places. Establish the service of Lord Krishna and preach the mellows of Lord Krishna's devotional service. I shall also go to Vrindavana once more. Having thus spoken, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Rupa Goswami, who then placed the lotus feet of the Lord upon his head. Srila Rupa Goswami took leave of all devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and returned to Vrindavana by the path through Bengal. Thus I have described the second meeting of Rupa Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who hears of this incident will certainly attain the shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Caitanya Caritamrta ki jai. Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Arasha Caitanya Caritamrta Kahe Krishna Dasa. So this concludes the first chapter of Srila Rupa Goswami's meeting with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I said in Antya Leela has got 20 chapters. First 13 chapters discusses Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's exemplary dealings with his devotees. And here in particular, each one of these chapters focuses on one such devotee. So the first chapter focuses on Rupa Goswami Pad. So the next chapter is on Junior Haridas, the chastisement of Junior Haridas. What's the 10th chapter? What's the name of the 10th chapter? I don't know by heart. In the 10th chapter. I don't know what's the chapter title? Because this book has got only, I think, 6 or 7 chapters. So I don't know it has only 8.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepts prasadam from his devotees.
Many. There is one there. I'll come to that when we come to that chapter. So, but each one of these, you will see one particular devotee glory is being highlighted. 10th chapter including. Before we talk about them, we need to first introduce the characters before we speak. Any questions or comments? Okay. Hereafter, I'm not going to ask any questions or comments because no questions or comments come. If any questions come, you put your hand up hereafter. Okay? Because it looks like a Premadvani. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions or comments? No. So. But if you have any questions, feel free to put your hand up. Sri Caitanya Caritamrta ki jai. Sri Radha Gopinath Bhagavan ki jai. Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Sri Gauranitai ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveda Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Gopinath's devotees, Ki Jai. Devotees in Mayapur TV, YouTube and Facebook, Ki Jai. Jai Nittai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Ki Jai.